Okay, so here's an amazing story, a sad story, kind of a scary story. Like, I did not realize on my way home last night that my life was in danger. I didn't realize. And I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Folks, please forgive me. I laugh at the most inappropriate times. I'll just give you that disclaimer now. It's actually a really disturbing story coming out of Boston. We left the studio last night and the police were everywhere. I mean, we couldn't turn a corner without running into just a legion of police officers just swarming the entire area. And I went to drop off my assistant. We got to get a better name than assistant. I don't like calling it that. I went to drop him off at the train station and the police were everywhere. And I'm like, you know, me just being me, I'm like, you know, they ain't gonna bother me, you know, and if nothing else, I'm dropping off a white dude. So, you know, they got to think that, you know, either we were out here tricking with each other or we're not criminal. Right. So I'm just oblivious to the fact that we have this insane presence of police officers. Turns out this hasn't really made national news, so I haven't really seen it anywhere. Turns out 2 police officers were shot. They were not killed, thankfully. They were shot last night by a black man who, I'll put his picture on the screen, who, if I put on this hat, so this gentleman, to tell you the story of the news. So Kirk Figueroa, 33-year-old, right in my age group, shot 2 Boston police officers. Both are still in critical condition. Kirk was a Boston constable. And being a constable, that means it's like a mailman. He delivers civil processes. He had no right to own a gun or possess that gun. He was involved in a domestic dispute last night with his roommate. And the 2 police officers came to investigate the domestic dispute, and the roommate opened the door to the police. Kirk Figueroa, I'm just going to call him Kirk, put on a bulletproof vest, took his shotgun, and shot the 2 police officers. And this happened right around the corner from the studio, and it happened right about the time at the end of the show. So he was shot and killed, but they were still searching for somebody last night after the fact. So one of the roommates was upstairs. There was a third roommate who was upstairs sleeping, and he could hear the gunshots that woke him up. And he realized that the screaming and yelling that he heard was his roommate dying from his gunshot wounds. And he said, quote, it wasn't until later that I really noticed. I just heard my roommate die. To hear the screams, it's chilling. So it was just really a weird incident last night where I was telling my assistant, telling him to be careful because something's obviously going on. But he was in no danger because they were looking for a black guy. And as he got on the subway last night, he could see that they were talking to all the black men there. And thankfully, I was able to get the hell out of Boston and get to the South Shore and not be involved in this investigation. So I'm grateful, very happy that the police officers did not die. There is Officer Santolo, who's a 27-year veteran, and Officer Morris, a 12-year veteran. They are in critical condition. I think we would, and this is a very unfortunate statement about the media, we would most certainly have heard this everywhere across the country had those 2 police officers died. Those 2 police officers were dead, then this would be instantly national news, instantly politicized. And if you go to this guy's, what was his name on something ridiculous. Oh, it's in here. Let me see if I can find his name. So if you go, Coco Zango. If you go and find he's a rapper, or he was a rapper. And if you go to his social media page, you can see that he was very eclectic. He shared content about heavy metal bands. He shared content about police shootings. He shared last night at about 9:50, right before this happened, he shared a speech by Michelle Obama. I didn't want to say it, but I'm just keep it, hey, to thine own self be true. So like if these officers had died, and I hope a speedy recovery. But if they had died, this would be on every news station across the country, and this would be seized upon politically because of all of the favorable Barack Obama stuff he has on his page. There was something about the Trumps that he shared on his page, or that he was a fan of Trump. But this just shows you, man, it's just crazy on so many levels. To think that this guy just snapped when the police officers opened the door, according to the roommates. It's crazy. And I don't know if I have anything else to say about it, but y'all be careful out there. That's about all we can say.